Hey guys, I'm Orla from your Women's Gear Review channel, and today we are reviewing the Lisbon backpack from Kapten and Son. In this review, we have gone ahead and sectioned it off into a wee summary, features, fit check, comfortability, see how it feels on the female body. We'll do a wee airline test, water test, run through some pros and cons, and then rounding out the video with some final thoughts. And of course, if there is anything that we have missed about this backpack that you would like to know, then just pop us a wee comment below. Okay, let's get cracking on with the summary. So this backpack is made up of recycled PET, vegan tech material and polyester. It is a 25 litre that can be expanded up to 30 litres, and the dimensions are 45 to 55 in height by 33 in width by 21 centimeters in depth. The colors come in the cream here or a black. In terms of the shape and style, this is absolutely stunning to me. Like, I really am so appreciative of it. I think it is definitely something that is right up my alley with the kind of roll top, the aestheticness of it, the kind of seamed zips here, and also the kind of coating throughout the whole backpack. You've got really nice padding, you've got load lifters, it stands up by itself, sufficient padding. It's just really aesthetically pleasing, especially for a travel backpack. With this kind of material, it's great because it is still really easy to clean. Like, sometimes when something is so aesthetically pleasing like this and in this color, I'm always petrified of just getting it completely dirty. But this is grand for just cleaning down and wiping down that kind of material too. And also the hardware and everything is just, if you are worried about the color, then I would opt for the black because that'll probably take less of a maintenance. Let me know what you think about the shape and style. I feel like for every backpack that I review, I'm like, oh my god, love it, stunning. Whereas this is definitely up there with Stubble & Co. Again, if you know, you know, this is beautiful. As mentioned, it does sit up by itself. There is sufficient padding throughout the bag, so even if it was to roll forward, I'd be absolutely grand with that, and especially at the bottom too. You're valuable to ground. They do offer a warranty period of 24 months, and they also offer 14-day returns. They ship all over Europe, and they do also have a US store as well, so both of those links will be below. One thing to note is that it does pair well with the other product that I am reviewing at the moment as well, which is their sling. I mean, come on, if you want to match and look the part. Over on their website as well, they do offer packing cubes if you are someone who really loves the organization and that, and they really fit well into their products, especially with their backpacks. So highly recommend going over to their website and checking that out. Okay, time to get cracking on with the features. So similar to the sling and the overall Lisbon collection that they have going on, the branding is subtle as ever. You've got some on the front here, and then it is embedded within the hardware. You've also got some here on the straps as well, depending on how you kind of let that light hit it. And then similar to the kind of back system as well, you'll kind of catch that too, which is really nice and subtle. I love the fact that they've just kept it really clean and sleek, and even here on the side as well, depending on how the light hits, it's so beautiful. Externally, it might feel like you have a lot going on, but it really is just seamlessly put in well together, especially in regards to their roll tops. So you've kind of got these two compression straps here on the side that are held down by this magnetic close, which is handy enough then for you to decide if you want to fully extend that up or not. And then on the side as well is this stunning kind of gatekeeping system, which I absolutely adore the hardware on this, because sometimes, I mean, they've gone ahead and done it with the other kind of hardware where this is a bit more of a sturdier hold to it. It's a whole kind of system, which is really nice, and this just compresses in the bag if you want to. Maybe it would have been nice to kind of keep this hardware running throughout the bag as well for these kind of moments too. I just think that would have given that premium style as well. They have gone ahead here on the compression straps to give you dangle stoppers as well, which is nice, and it would have been nice though to have that kind of for the roll top compression. The only thing is then if you were to like fully extend this up and not implement the compression, these kind of dangle about, you just would have to figure out a way of, I guess, tucking it into the water bottle compartment, or I'm trying to find a way for you, maybe rolling it and then compressing it in like that, but then otherwise it just kind of falls like that, which is a tad annoying. But most of the time I keep this roll top down, but it's whether you want to kind of use that full extension, then that's kind of what you're left with. It would have been nice for like a wee pocket for you to kind of tuck that into to just keep in line with the whole sleek design. So that system here is implemented on the other side as well. So the same kind of compression. Then what you do have is a little handle, and you've got that reflective kind of branding on it as well. There is sufficient padding to that too, so it's nice to just grab if you did have it under the seat in front of you or an overhead. Then it's easy to just kind of maneuver instead of pulling on the straps. They have given you also a top handle, which is that seatbelt material, but what I love is that it stays in this position. So again, going in line with everything around the backpack, it just means that you can easily grab it instead of just flying and becoming quite flimsy. I really like that it is structured the way that it is, that you need to grab it. I will be packing this backpack out fully to kind of give you an overview of what you can get into it, what you can pack out with it, but that'll be after we get through all of the features. So as mentioned, with these kind of compression straps, this is for your roll top entry. You can completely compress that down. Say you want to get away with it using it as a personal item and you really want to roll it completely down, then you have those two at the side, which is really nice. I, as mentioned, would have preferred maybe either this system here or the clickable systems. I'm not really a fan of the whole magnetic close, but it does the job. So that there is on both sides. Then it rolls and extends, which is really nice. What I absolutely love and adore, and why it is up there with one of my favorites, is the fact that even with the roll top here, say you wanted to extend that up like so, you're still protected from the water resistance as well, which is super nice. Just be careful of this closing though at the zip. It doesn't really run to the end, if you can kind of see that, which is slightly annoying because I really don't want to force it. But also again, if we could have just maybe found some wee pockets for these two as well. But it is nice that it folds into itself, so it just runs quite smoothly. It's not flying all over the place. I like the fact that the roll top has this kind of bar, and that's how it folds into itself, like so. We will get into the roll top in a wee second. That was just to give you an idea of that there are compression straps on both sides, which you can implement or you can choose to fully extend. On this side, which becomes quite handy when you do have these compression straps, is your little pocket here. Now this could be ideal if you wanted to use this for a tripod, stick it on through and have that extended up, because then you can loop it through that. Or if you had a bigger water bottle and you wanted to put in there and extend it through that as well, or anything really that you can fit into this space. It's really nice that they've given you this kind of tog to help you open up the space fully instead of just fighting for your life to try and get your product in there. And then, as mentioned, you can kind of loop it through that, whatever you have. This could have done with a wee dangle stopper as well, man. Just to give you a bit of a rough idea for that. Here we go. If you did have anything bigger, I think it fits up to 750 mil. I want to say there's still a bit of elastic on it as well. This is a 500 mil. Then if you did have a tripod, that just gives you a bit of an idea. It is well suctioned in, so you don't have to worry about that falling out, or if you are bending over anything, that there is secure. Then we can kind of move on to this gorgeous pocket here. I cannot express how wonderful this material feels. You've got custom pillars, which is super nice. All the seams are tapered tight, which we love to see on this channel. Then inside, oh, that's not very aesthetically pleasing. Sorry, here we go. You've got organization. So when I'm packing up this bag, I pay no attention to these kind of pockets unless it's like snacks priorities. Then I will place them in this kind of pocket area. Otherwise, I'm just a chuck it in kind of go gal. It's really nice that you get this little organization with it because it is detachable. You can take it off. It's a stunning material. See-through plenty. You could put in your liquids in there. You wouldn't have to worry about it. Wouldn't have to go into the main body of the bag. Just open that up, hand that on over to TSA and be done with your day. And then there is a little bit of space here if you wanted to place anything there instead of that. But that is just lovely to have. Then let's just go on to these kind of pockets here. You've got little custom pillars as well. So they have gone ahead and embedded their branding throughout the hardware, which I absolutely love. It just gives that premium touch to it. Then this side pocket, you've got one mesh pocket here, and then one mesh pocket on the side. Now I always find it really awkward for pockets being that way. I guess if you're swinging the bag around, maybe it's a bit easier. I don't know, I just prefer everything to be top grabbing so I can get in this way rather than sideways. Let me know in the comments what you prefer, but these are two little mesh pockets for a little bit of organization. I love the bright interior as well, and complementing with the cream too to go in line with the exterior as well. So inside this pocket then is this funky material. I am in love. It is the weirdest, coolest thing known to man. I did not know this could be a thing on a backpack, so I'm very happy to be reviewing this backpack and calling it my own. This is stunning. Now this little pocket is handy if you did want to place electronics in there. I really probably would opt not to, just because of the fact that you are compressing it down, but it really is just up to you. There's a bit of padding to it. It's quite easy, clean material, as you can kind of see. So there'd be no harm done in that, but that's mainly where I would put other things that would not be tech related. And then a little bit of organization. The mesh here is stunning but tough. It's not like see-through soft or anything. It's rugged and rough. Then onto this pocket here. If we just kind of remove this so I can show you a bit more. You've got this pocket, zip pocket, bright interior, runs down till about there. If you do love organization, this is a nice way of doing it, I feel. It's not completely overwhelming. Whilst I don't use these two, I use that one. This is a shout. If you want a wee zip pocket, just bright interior, runs from there to there. Then this is your fleece lined kind of pocket. You could place tech in there if you wanted to. That's kind of a great option because of this pocket, and it is well padded too. Makes it easy if you wanted to and you had smaller tech accessories. You could have your liquids here and then your tech in the front, so then you're actually not even having to go through the top of the bag. But I will give you a little measurement of that pocket. Just gives you a bit of a rough idea as to what you can fit in there. I'd say about, you could go 12. That's probably the max, but 11.5 is keeping it safe. And then across about 9.5, which should fit my Acer. Now this is that 12 by 9, I want to say. Let's see. Just trying to shove her in. Oh, no. Doesn't fit that. Like, that's gonna come off the sides. That makes sense. I could actually try and squeeze it in, actually. Could we? That just gives you a rough idea. If you did have any smaller, like iPads or anything, you could place that in there, but that just doesn't fit. It just doesn't skip around. It sticks out. Maybe if the pocket went Just be aware of this liquids bag, what you have in there, and are compressing down, because if this bulks out, then this, you have stuff in here, then it can become quite tight. So again, just being careful of how you are packing it, because you do have to kind of squish it all down. And that is that front little organization pocket. Super duper handy instead of going into the whole meat of the bag. If you want a quick access to your electronics, if you can fit them in there, or even just smaller items that you just want to grab and go. So you have these two that come with the bag that's in the front pocket when you first get it. You have a wee shoe bag, which is super nice that they've even implemented that with, along with the price and everything, and also just a wee laundry bag too. I just think these little touches just make all the difference, especially when you have that little liquids bag as well, because you can detach these. You can use these with other bags as well, so great. They are there, and that's them. And even on that, like, they've gone ahead and look. Attention to detail. Right, as mentioned, you do have the option then to go through this roll top. You have these lovely coated zip here, just being aware of the fact that it doesn't really run to the end. Love that. Bright interior. It's gonna be really hard to show you, but it's not too bad. But we'll get into that little compartment, if you can see that little flap there, in a wee second. What you're going to do is you can either come from the top, like the roll top, or you can flip her on round and, now let me find the zip, come from the back, like a wee suitcase opening. Sure, we love that. Now, before I get onto this side and this, let me just open up as to how you would get in there. These little zips here. And this is your space. Being aware this is your front pocket here. So again, just what you're having in there. I'll show you how we pack it up kind of thing. You can use this little compartment divider. As mentioned, if you are coming from the top, then it just makes it easier instead of digging through the whole bag. If you wanted to place things that you needed quicker access to at the top and then the things that you might need later at the bottom, or if you wanted to just create some organization, then you could do that as well. Also over on their website, they have packing cubes, which is handy enough if you are into that kind of style of packing, then you can get the most, probably a bit more out of your bag as well. Inside though is just space. You can completely just flatten this down if you wanted to. You don't even have to use it. You can fully extend this up and use the whole space as mentioned, or if you are just using it for a wee quick getaway or day-to-day life, then you can compress it down. But as you can see, it really does extend up well. Just gives you that little bit extra space should you need it. You can come from the top as mentioned, or you can come from the back, which I absolutely love. There is no organization or anything in there. They've implemented that the rest of the bag, whereas this is like your space for you to just be creative and pack it up how you want. Then this pocket, again, similar to the one on the front, I don't really opt to use it because I just find I get more out of using the space that there is, like especially if you are clamping a pocket down on the other side, sometimes these bulk up and then it becomes a bit harder to compress and then you have to worry about what you have in there. If it's like items such as like underwear, socks and like softer items, then it's grand, and that kind of gives you a little bit of range of organization to do that. So you got one pocket here at the bottom, then you have these two pockets here, or you can opt to use this space up here as well. So it probably would have just been easier for it to take that stitching out and create that whole pocket as one. I would have probably preferred that. I'm sure this is for something, don't know what. I'm sure you can attach something there. I'm sure it's easy to figure out, but I cannot. Here we are onto this side, which is handy, easy. You've got your pad in here with a fleece lined material, which is absolutely lovely. You can put tech in there if you wanted to. I hear you. I'm going to give you a little bit of a measurement for that pocket. About 14 inches, or if you wanted to run it up completely, yeah, 16 if you wanted to. If you didn't care for the other pocket, then you could completely run that up. Would have probably been nice to have this strap go down here to protect this pocket too. What was saying? Like if that went like that as well. That would have been fun. Okay, into this pocket then is your kind of main fleece line one. Hate this, but well padded. That space, did I give you a measurement on how much that runs across? Don't think I did. Yeah, about 12 and a half across. No, 12 I'd go for, 12 across. I'll show you some of the laptops in there in a second. Now let me give you a rundown of this one. About 14. Let's say 14 for this. And then across, about 12. This yarn, you can place in there. Bit annoying that this blocks that. But here, just gives you a rough idea. This is the 12 inch. This is the, can't figure it out. It runs a 14 inch. Is it a 14 inch? I don't know. My partner's told me it's a 15 inch. I don't know. Here we are. It goes in nicely. Like so. Just being aware that you're clamping down. That's going to clamp onto that. That's why I just leave that sometimes, unless it is softer items. Okay, so now moving on to the back system here. You've got these lovely straps. Now the pattern, I have to say, is really nice. It's super soft as well. I love the fact that the straps do curve too. It's a really nice material as well, and there is padding here on the back, which is absolutely stunning. I can really appreciate that, and a little bit of lining down the middle just creates a little bit of airflow. And then you have your luggage pass through here. There is a little bit of elastic here, so you can place that over your luggage should you wish. That's grand. I just don't like that when I have, like, if I was wearing like a sports bra or a thinner top, or if that was to touch my skin, that's just a little bit sweaty for me. But other than that, 99.9% of the time your gal is wearing a jacket, so no bother. Then you have the lovely sternum strap that runs just super duper easily. You've got that on both sides. It just makes it super easy for you to adjust. I love the clickable close. It does feel a little bit flimsy, but it does the job for now. I've found no issues with it during testing. You do have a little loophole here if you wanted to attach anything. You've also got this, but this just makes it a bit handier. Instead of wearing and tearing this bad boy, then you've got this little loop to hang on things to. Then you have a few loopholes here should you wish to use them on the straps as well. You've also got the adjustable strap here. Probably could have done with the dangle stopper on this and also the wee loophole, but it's great then that you can just adjust that quite easily. Then the main thing that I absolutely love is load lifters that they've gone ahead and implemented here. You have these on both sides, which is nice and just makes all the difference. Then we do have the fun feature, the anti-thefty feature here with your little secret pocket on the back, which is great for travel purposes. If you wanted to place your documents, passport, ID or anything in there, then you know it is just a little bit more secured. Just to make that a little bit more discreet, maybe a little hooded zip that you could have just pulled that up there, pushed that up there, and then had this kind of hanging out, so it made it easier to just pull down on. Shoes, self-packable jacket. I know I want to keep my headphones on top. Now if you wanted to, you could extend that up, so then you definitely have more space to play with. I can kind of show you. Put your underwear on this little wash bag. It gives you a bit of a rough idea what you can get into fully extended. Hairbrush. Then you have those two spaces as well if you want to use them. Remember, you're compressing it down. Bit of an awkward shape, that one. Thinking about it though, like, would you prefer a key lash in here somewhere? Because now I'm thinking, where did I put my keys? Better. Liquids in there if you wanted to. I'm just aware of pressing this completely down. Then you can kind of see that the shape does form to whatever you have in there. There is enough flexibility though with it, so it's grand for closing it. But as you can see, it does, like, that charger's in there, so it does kind of form to that. It's fine. Okay, time for a wee fit check, comfortability, and see how this feels on the female body. This is what it is like on me. For reference, I am 5'6". When you kind of implement those load lifters and get the straps, you can kind of get this gap. So for me, sometimes the sternum strap creates that gap. It's really going to be down to you and how you find your own fit. I have to say the straps are absolutely so comfortable. The back system as well, really nice padding. There is, I guess if you're wearing a thinner top, like, or if you're just wearing like a sports bra or whatever and have this on, that material in the middle down the slit there is a bit of, like, you would sweat onto that, but then the padding kind of pushes that a bit back, so you do have that support. But really there is airflow, but probably could have done with a bit more. But this is great even for like long periods of time, especially when it is packed up. It's just quite simple and to the point. I have to say it curves really nicely around my girls. There's plenty of material here for the sternum straps to play with as well if you do implement that. Sometimes I wonder, would it be nice to have the option to take it off? I don't even want to try, because no, I think you could. I think you could rip these ones kind of off if you didn't want the sternum strap, but no, in my luck it would never come back on. But implementing that, it's great that it runs up to the very top as well, so you do get it right where you need to fit it, or if you want it to fit a bit lower then you can, without the complication of taking it on and off again. So yeah, it's definitely up there with one of my favorite backpacks. Okay, let's do a wee airline test of this one. Now, personal item, these are the measurements for EasyJet, which I don't really want to be shoving this in, just for the pure fact that this is like sand and I don't want to wreck in this, but we'll get an idea. right? I reckon if you don't pack out that, I mean, it doesn't fit, right? But I always say, wing it. If you want to wing it, then wing it, because there is flexibility to it where you could literally punch it through and feel grand, as long as you have the roll top down completely and you don't have this fully packed out. Say you did have this front pocket packed out, take all the stuff out, put it in your pockets, shove it in, put all the stuff back in, yada yada. I think there is a way to work around it. It's at your own risk though. This is it, literally not shoving it in. As you can see, because it does have a bit more flexibility, you could probably get away with it and punch it in. Or you can just feel a bit secure and know that it does fit as a as a carry-on grand as well. For the water test, this backpack is great, especially with that roll top as well. You're extra secured and those zips too. The only thing is the back system with the padding and also the seatbelt material. It's just going to take a bit longer to dry if you were to get those wet. Okay, time for some pros and cons. One of the main pros that I completely appreciate that they've gone ahead and done is added load lifters. I think that is just great in terms of finding your own fit, especially for the female body and for anyone's body as well. It just makes all the difference for you to kind of rearrange the backpack to your own needs. I do love that the laptop compartment is in the back, so it's quick and easy if you are using this as a personal item or even a carry-on, that it's easy to take out during TSA checks. Also, I love the attention to detail that they've implemented. They've implemented your side handle here. They've gone and implemented a luggage slit. They've implemented those load lifters as mentioned. You've got your sternum strap still. There is just plenty of little details with side pockets, everything that just works well for this kind of backpack. Cons to think about is this material here on the front. Whilst it's absolutely stunning and quite easy to just wipe down, the material, especially I noticed on their sling as well, it can become plucked. So just be careful with that. It can wear. I would say another thing is just those pockets that are in front of the laptop compartment. It's just not a bit of me, because I feel like you just compress it, then they become too tight, and it's just better to chuck everything in. But I know people appreciate organization, so take what you will. So that is the end of our review. We hope you enjoyed, and if you did, then why not consider joining the GBO community and hitting that subscribe button. If you do happen to have a wee gander on their website and you're thinking about purchasing this bag or any other bags, then we'd be forever grateful if you could use the links below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.